My next guest has joined me now here at the table. She is a local businesswoman who is running for a congressional seat in District 8. Here to talk about her campaign is Miss Jacquetta Green. Welcome to CALI'S Best Radio Show.
Hello, thank you, thank you.
How you doing?
I am excellent. Thank you so much for having me here amongst wonderful people. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome, and I do certainly appreciate you coming. So tell us a little bit about what prompted you to make this run for Congress.
Well, as we all know, we all are in our anxiety mode when it comes to what's happening just nationwide, worldwide. There's so many different elements to how we're feeling. And what I would like to be is a new energy and a voice of the people. And that's what I gather from the run that I have with running for Congress. I wanted to be in a position where our voice really could count and matter. And being in that position really gave me the drive to make sure that I did all I could. And I came up with some really nice, innovative planning for my campaign.
All right, so in which we're going to talk about a couple of those items. I know one of the big things on the minds of everyone everywhere is health care.
Oh, yes.
And affordable health care versus Medicare for all. So what is your platform on that?
Well, as a small business owner, I really know the pains of just being able to itemize all these important necessities when it comes to our well-being. So what happened was, before I even started this run, I was like, what could I do? So I came up with an idea, and when I started running for Congress, it just made sense. What I thought I should do is come with a plan for all small businesses that are making under $200,000 to redistribute their contributions. So I would like to see all small businesses have a corporate structure and then take their contributions and put those into their health care for now and also their retirements. And we all know that there is going to be a declining factor when it comes to our social programs in 2034. But if we have a large co-op, which there's 87 million of us that are underinsured, what could happen is that we can all put aside our small contributions into a private sector, regulate those sectors, and have health insurance first and foremost for all low-income families and small businesses. And we can also look into our retirement goals with interest.
Mm-hmm. And so how does that differ, just explain it kind of for the layperson, how does that differ from already now what your contributions may be being made?
No problem. So what's happening now is that we do have a lovely system in the government. We pay contributions. However, these are for social programs that are Fair Contribution Act. So normally big corporations and all of us would pay into our contributions in hopes that we will have retirement in the future when we turn 65 or older. Mm-hmm. But this way we take control of our futures. All of our employees take control of their futures. And I wanted to see a program where more companies that are lower income brackets or low thresholds, what they'll do is start making more money through hiring as many people as they really need, and all the people that work for them will also be more invested in taking care of their own responsibilities.
I see. I kind of see where that, I do see.
And the Social Security programs that are in place, you will be able to qualify if you're in a lower welfare income bracket too. So if it will be more beneficial for a lot of people that want to thrive, be self-employed, have more money under their belt, and actually reach those thresholds that are over $200,000.
Interesting. Speaking of Social Security and the mess that it's in and running low on funds allegedly in the general, so what was your response to that? To have these private contributions, everybody contributes to their own, so Social Security would disappear, or?
Well, actually, it will still occur because corporate structures are already in place especially for big businesses. They're actually meeting enormous goals. There's billion-dollar companies that are just moving into our neighborhoods. But for us to keep our traditional values and to keep our local economies thriving, we need to do something from the ground up. And this is the resolution here. And I really see a lot of people when I come and talk to them, they appreciate having a choice because at the end of the day they don't qualify when they turn 65.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many shared costs at this point, you rather have another safety net and a nest egg.
It's getting so bad. That's why we need Dr. Ina.
Yeah, and the Contribution Act is old. It's from 1935, and it was initially set for the rich to give to the poor. So it would be nice for us to revise and amend such an act. That way people would look at these in the light of a new day and say, hey, like, things have changed.
Right.
Let's update the current system and let's bring these private sectors in and regulate them for once.
So
if they want to do commerce with the government, let's bring them in. There's 87 million of us. Let's go ahead and make sure that we come with a plan where we can get the best rates that money can buy.
Okay, gotcha. That sounds good. So for District 8, what does that encompass?
Well, District 8 is so big. San Bernardino County, Inyo County, and Mono counties. So we're talking the high desert areas, we're talking the mountain areas, all the way to the historical Calico Gold areas.
Interesting. Okay. And so you've been out campaigning this whole entire time. When did you throw your hat in the race?
Well, I actually came in late, so I was a write-in candidate. I started back in December, just missed the deadline. However, I was determined, so I went in for the write-in position. And as you know, we just had the primaries last night.
So any word of that?
I'm a write-in, so it's slow leaks as far as the votes coming in, but it's a race. The race is on, and it was a lot of great contenders, so I know our district will be in great hands.
Nice. What other issues did you encounter at your? I'm sure you went out and mingled with the public and talking to other small business owners and whatnot in some of these counties. What other issues were they wanting you to address or their Congress to address, their congressperson?
Well, it was well-rounded, I would say. Anywhere from the small businesses all the way to just the human rights aspect. A lot of people were in fear of, a lot of black people were in fear of how it would be if we could get a handle on what's happening in the law enforcement situations when we're coming to discriminations, when we're coming to just the hands up, and you still get shot and killed in the streets. So we have a lot of things to deal with, and we're not really seeing anyone policing that situation. So I also wanted to bring some resolution with a program that can help oversee law enforcement from an outside entity. And I think it's time that we do that, and we should also follow up with that body cam laws, making sure that people are really abiding by the laws, and the police terrorism, if it comes to that, it's fully prosecuted how it needs to be prosecuted. It should not be a point where a lot of families are hurt, and it's just that.
So that brings to mind recently, I believe it was like 2 days ago, the DA in Los Angeles, there was an incident at the house where Black Lives Matter protesters showed up at her door, and then her husband pulled a gun. But the fact that I was like, well, why are Black Lives Matters protesting the black DA? And then someone said, well, she's not prosecuting police officers who have been involved in these types of
And we need to look deeper into that. Like, I really follow a lot of some of the activists that are really strong in their stance of what's really happening. And I think it's contributed to some of the laws pertaining to citizenship rights for African Americans. Wow. And I definitely feel like a lot of people should go and follow Sabir Bey and make sure that you follow him, because he has a lot of great information that will help a lot of people understand what your human rights are. And that's what we're not discussing. A lot of us are discussing the civil rights aspects, but that's for discrimination. But when people are getting killed and harmful and dangerous to your life, that's a whole nother level that we need to consider what to do now.
Wow, it's horrible. It's out of control. So that's why I guess they were protesting this particular black DA for not prosecuting officers who have these questionable encounters with black men.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because we do see a lot of officers, sadly enough, get away with pay, and it's not fair and it's not right.
Yeah. So what's coming up next for you if you don't make it?
Well, I'm determined. So I want to see I want to get involved with more of the same. So I'm definitely civically engaging a lot of, especially black people. We need to come together and be civically engaged. So I want to start something that will help us understand that we need those programs in our communities and that we need to be on this, especially when it comes to times like this in our system where we're having so much push and pull with different party systems. And the other thing is that I am bringing an African American led political party to California so we could also have our say and our agendas heard and leverage our votes.
So I know out here I've seen the Black Chamber of Commerce
Yes.
and things like that. I have not participated as yet, but are groups like that, are they kind of on board with bringing something like that here?
Yes, they're coming around. I've actually been in touch with the Black Chambers of IE, and they are forming more of outside entities because it's more like PACs, like political action groups, and they have to be separate from the commerce trades. But what's going to happen is that you'll have your links and your, resolutions. You get involved with people that know where to go and where to point you at, and you can start at the Black Commerce groups, and they'll be able to point you into the right directions for civic classes and training if you want to run in office.
Oh, that's nice. That's information that we need. That's
Yes.
information that we need to get out there. All right. So with the couple minutes that we have left, anything else you want to spotlight about your agenda or even your business?
Well, everybody knows about Sweet Butter. It's been one of my hitters as far as my campaign fundraisers. It's a wonderful product that I have that's actually being redistributed out into the public. It's exclusive for now, so if you do contact me, you can just follow me online. My name is Jacquetta Green, and I am on Facebook, and I'm also the yearly annual IE Hair Expo. It's like a yearly festival with barbers and stylists, and we come together and we put on for the community and we celebrate our achievements and goals.
And I think I went to one of those. It was a hit.
We have a lot of fun.
You do it twice a year?
It used to be with the magazine. However, we downsized just to do it once annually since I've been so busy until I can get some more help. So if we got anybody out there that wants to, join forces and make sure that we have more to offer the community, I am with it. So hit me up, Jacquetta Green.
Jacquetta Green across all social media.
Yes.
All right. And then for the political side, is there a campaign? I mean, is there a website?
Yes.
Is there,
Please follow me on J Green U.S. Congress 2020. And that's all social media sites.org. And you can find me at all social media sites at J Green U.S. Congress 2020. And I still need your participation. We still need volunteers.
Okay, well, it sounds good. So, wow, I'm just in awe because I've known you as, being in the hair and styling and everything. And then to hear that you decided to run for Congress and did it. I mean, she did that. She is doing that. I mean, that's pretty encouraging. That's, if you want it, I mean, you can do it.
Yes.
Right?
Thank
right.
you.
So you guys need to follow her and her campaign, jgreenuscongress2020.org. That's the website. And then from there, I'm sure you can reach out to her social media. It's been a pleasure being here. And any shout outs you want to give or any last thing you want our listeners to know?
Well, I just say to you all, I know we have a long year till November till we see the outcomes as far as the general election, but make sure this is the time to do your homework. Find out what the bond measures and the initiatives that are in your cities. Make sure that you stay close to your local candidates and see how they're going to be participating in your lives, because you at the end of the day make the decisions, and the vote counts when we do show up. So I just want to say a special hurrah and thank you to everybody that came out yesterday. You guys are the real MVP because I can't do it without you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, and we'll be following you, and I'm sure we'll be having you back a little bit later in the year.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so very much.
You're welcome.